Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. Welcome to episode of Podcast. This is number anyways,
We're really good at reading things ahead of time, which is so stupid. It's so easy.
bro, I always forget what number we're on. We're close to 50, to be honest.
I
We're
think so.
we're close to 50, but yeah, welcome to another episode of Podcast. How have you been? What have you been doing? What has he had?
Has
What
he had?
what has he had?
Um, Man, it's been a while. I'm sorry. It feels. How long has it been?
It's been 2 to 3 weeks, I want to say.
It feels so long, dude. If it's been 2 or 3 weeks, I've done so much in that time. If I feel like it's been a month, if maybe not. I don't know. It's crazy.
I mean, it's. I mean, I feel like I haven't done jack shit, but I've been just working mostly. But I have played a little bit of stuff, but not too.
Yeah, our last podcast was 45.
Okay, so we're on 46. What was the date for that one?
Uh,
I usually put the date like at the bottom in the description.
oh, I don't have it open. You posted it on 10/10.
10/10. Okay, so probably like the day or yeah. So it's been like 2 weeks.
God, it feels so much longer. For real, for real, for real.
For real, for real. Well,
Okay.
actually, we're a little bit more than 2 weeks. A little bit
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it definitely feels. Like there's a little bit maybe more.
For real, for real.
FR.
FR. Just like me, for real.
Sheesh, as the kids would say. Man, okay, I never write anything down, so that's cool. Watch more Loki.
How is that? I keep hearing that episode 4 is incredibly disturbing
Disturbing.
and violent and brutal.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away. So
Okay.
like, it's overall good. It's got like mystery in it again, which is nice. Because the first one was like, what's happening? And like, you do know more, of course, in this now, but like, it gives more mystery again to go through. It's kind of like feeling, making it feel more fresh again, like it
Yeah.
did the first time, right?
Question, is Loki's female version still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he still want to make out with her? Is there still tensions with each other?
I think he still like, I guess, loves her, but that would be kind of like loving yourself, right? So I guess he kind of loves himself. And
Oh,
he
wow.
does.
Progressive. The show is very progressive.
Love yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
I've watched a friend play Spider-Man on stream for a little bit. That was cool.
Not me. Okay.
No, yeah, it was you.
Oh, cool.
Trying to think what else I've been doing. I started up my stream channel again, which is great.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah, I can't stream currently because my processor's so bad.
Oh, it's having a hard time. You know, you can GPU bound it.
Oh, can I?
Mhm.
Huh? How do I do that? Oh, maybe later. Never mind.
Yeah. I'll show you. Don't worry, baby girl.
So I did that a little bit. And it works fine to stream shitty games. I've been doing Prince of Persia currently.
Okay.
The original.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks the game itself just looks terrible, dude.
What are you playing on? Are you playing on PC or are you playing on like
PC Steam.
Oh, the PC Steam version.
Yeah, I have all the games for Prince of Persia on there, and I
Mhm.
used to love them, so I was like, I might as well play it.
Are
And
you-
then I was like, I might as well stream it.
Are you playing on keyboard and mouse or are you
Yep.
Oh, damn.
I had to look up the controls, man.
Oh god.
Yeah. It's kind of fun though. Like it's something different.
On PC and keyboard?
Yeah.
On PC and keyboard. Yeah, okay. Yeah, cuz No, because I tried playing that, but I'm like, oh fuck, it's keyboard bound. All right, let me see if I can put on my my gamepad, and I did, but like I have to mark down each button that I want to use on my gamepad. So it's like I have to look up the fucking instruction manual from like the Xbox 360 just to see like what it was before.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just never went back. And I have them, and it's just I never went back.
It's fun. The game itself is terrible. I don't know what like 12-year-old me was thinking playing that game.
Don't you just love Yuri Lowenthal as the prince
Is
of
he?
Persia?
I don't know who that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
who that
Spider-Man.
is. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the guy that played the new one?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, is Yuri Lowenthal.
I don't know. It's fun. And then I tried streaming Diablo 2 Resurrected, and my frames dropped to like 2. Not as me like playing it, but the stream itself.
Oh, the stream just dipped?
Yeah, the stream itself was terrible, but the gameplay itself was great on my end.
Okay.
But I'm getting a new processor coming up this like Christmas, so I'm not like worried about like where I'm at. Trying to think. That did happen this like time that I've been gone. I got my 3060 in the mail. It's nice. It's definitely not a 3070. I think you have a 3090, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, 3090 is a beast. My brother has a 3070 Ti, which makes everything look like butter in 4K.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming 4090 does 4K as well.
Yes, it does. But
or 3090, sorry.
It's weird because I think with the display port that I have it connected to, it's only doing like what is it, 2560 by 440p?
So that's the 2K.
2K. But funny enough, like the HDMI stuff that I have for like my PS5 that's 4K.
So what I've learned in graphics card shit is if you look up the graphics card you buy, depending on who you bought it from, and it might actually just be for every card that you buy, flat. But if you look at the ports, it will tell you if it's allowed to render that through the port. So like it'll say it can run either at 2 or 4 or 1080. It'll say like which one each port can do.
Okay.
Because like on my card it had said I think one of the ports can do 4K, but it's like it's probably not going to run great, you know, because of all the like whatever amount of whatever the fuck is in it. I don't know. There's a lot of things, but I did remember reading about that part where it was like each port has a certain amount that it can like use.
Okay. Yeah, I have to check that out then. But yeah, mine's been a beast, as you might say.
Dude, yeah. I was looking at because I had messaged you and I was like, hey, how much did you pay for it? And then you gave me a number and I was like, nope.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a lot. It's not.
It's still priced around there too, by the way.
Good, because before when I was like looking at it, like back when the PC shit was happening with like people buying and stocking on that, it was like almost like 1,500. And it was,
oh my god,
it was way too fucking much. And I got to a point where I was just like, I think I'll just wait. And yeah, I waited, and it's like $9.99. All right, I'm buying it because I know it's not gonna go lower than that.
The 2060 Super is still like I think $400.
I mean, that's still a good card from what I know. Oh, well, I don't know about now because obviously with bigger games and like the optimization and that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure it still is a good card. Like people still say like they'll pick it up or whatever. But
it's funny because like there was like a whole thing that was happening when like the PC requirements for Alan Wake 2 came out, and people were pissed. People were like, "Why the fuck do I have to upgrade to a 4090 to play this fucking game? I have a 2080." And it's like, yeah,
they should still be able to run a 2080.
Yeah, but like depending on the settings, you know.
I was watching some dude talk about it, and he was like, yeah, so apparently the 10 series can't run it. And I was like, if you have a 10 series, buy a new card.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everyone says, is that like with games going in the direction that they are, it's like you are bound to actually upgrade it. Like it's like essentially, you know, having a PS3 and saying I want to play my PS5 games. Why doesn't the PS3 allow me to play PS5?
Yeah. I would say you know, I'm not trying to be a jerk, like, I'm not saying, like, you should have to buy a new card, but, like, I was running, a 1030 GT,
Mm-hmm.
and like everything I was playing, man, was just like not able to run it. So I would say, like, if you're a gamer and you're still running below a 10 series, or even like a 13 whatever or a 15 whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe it's time to look into getting the 2000 series or the 3000 series.
Yeah, at least like a
Um,
3050 or a 3060 at least.
Dude, the 3060 by Zotac is 250 on sale all the time.
So this was the thing is that you got a Zotac card, right?
Yes.
I've always heard the thing about Zotacs is that like sometimes customer service is not great. But I don't know, it could be depending on various people.
That's interesting because I did read that a bunch, or I'm going to say a bunch of people, but the more accurate thing is I read on Reddit through other people that have
Mm-hmm.
had talks with customer service. They've had some of the best experiences,
And some of the worst.
but no, they've had some of the best experiences through
Okay.
Zotac.
Mm-hmm.
The which one did I see people were having? It was like MSI or something, or maybe a Zeus.
That's funny
Asus.
because I have MSI.
I think it was Asus, not MSI.
Okay. It better be.
That people were, but that is also what you said before, though. Is like you just might get a guy that doesn't want to fucking talk to you. You know?
Yeah. No, it's true.
And it's like
That can happen. But no, I mean, my card has been good for the most part, obviously. You know, because with like the newer RTX cards, it's like you can do the NVIDIA broadcast stuff. So that's how I'm able to have a green screen without putting up my actual green screen.
really?
Yeah, like this blur that I have.
Yeah.
That's NVIDIA broadcast.
Bro, what? Can I do that?
3070 is RTX, right?
3060.
3060 is RTX? I don't know. I think you would have to check that. Maybe. I think you could do it. But yeah, that's.
I mean, it says it can do
crazy shit
VR
with AI. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I do. I did test the AI DLSS or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. It's really dependent on like if some stuff is able to utilize it well.
I think I'm gonna have to like test it with like Cyberpunk because that's the one that people use it in a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did pretty well with Cyberpunk with like somewhat max settings because I had to like tweak some stuff. But even then, you know, the 4090 is like the golden child of crazy fucking graphics and shit like that. You can run Cyberpunk at like 100 something frames per second, all in 4K and that shit. So, just really depends. But yeah. Oh, that was the other thing. If you're able to do the NVIDIA broadcast stuff, they did an update. I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember this whole thing when NVIDIA was just like, oh yeah, NVIDIA broadcast, you can now do the eye tracking stuff?
Oh yeah.
So I was testing that around. It does not work for people with glasses.
Fun.
It does not work because it fucking enlarges my eyes and it just like I have bug eyes just staring into the camera. And it's like, all right, well, I'm never using that. Makes me look horrifying.
I'll have to check it out if I can.
Yeah, the NVIDIA broadcast stuff is like really neat because of just like, I guess it is AI shit, but like it is still impressive because like I said, this blur is not Discord. This is my graphics card doing this shit. And then the taking out the background is also my graphics card. You know, I think it's also dependent on my camera as well because the quality of my camera is only 720p.
I think that's what mine is.
Yeah, because I usually like to have my camera at 60 frames, so 720p is like the only way it's able to do that. It's able to do 1080, but only at 30. So I'd just rather have it at 60.
So yeah, so part of the reason that I can't do the streaming stuff like well is definitely the processor. It's also that I'm running a motherboard that runs DDR3 RAM still, so I'm also getting another motherboard. So
yeah,
the motherboard will have a PCIe 4 on it. It'll have DDR4 RAM on it. It'll have a Ryzen chip instead of a fucking
Intel.
Get ready for this. I'm using an FX 6300. It's a AMD chip. So It's an old ass
Yeah.
like before Ryzen,
Oh,
bro.
damn,
And
son. I thought I needed an upgrade before then, but god damn, do you need an upgrade
so this is my brother gave me this a while ago and was like, "Oh, it's a really good gaming computer," and like I'm sure it was.
at the time?
Um, but when he bought this, I was actually looking back in time, like like looking back what people bought for like deals and stuff,
Mhm.
and like at that time he got a 1030 GTX. I don't know,
Mm.
whichever one the 1030 is. Graphics card with the FX 360 or 6300 or 3000, yeah, 6300 CPU in it. So I was looking at those, what you could have like bought back then, and like you for sure could have gotten a better computer. And it's just iBuyPower had this sitting there, and they were like, he had actually bought it from Walmart. Um, so
Oh, it
through
was
Walmart, bought an
pre-built.
iBuyPower, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just like Walmart's so fucking dickish about that type of stuff. They'll
Hmm.
just price things at like $1,000 and be like, "Yeah, it's a good thing," and it's like customers don't know, you know.
Yeah, that's why when I was like, I think when I was in my senior year of high school, I was like, I want to get a PC, like an actual desktop PC.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm probably going to play games on it too. So I just bought it from like Amazon. I forget the company's name, but my old case was just like, it was like very gamerish, and at the time I thought like, oh, it should be good because I think it was a 1050 graphics card. I think at the time it cost me like $500. So I was like, all right, I think I should be set. And then like when I tried streaming for the first time, the fucking thing like was struggling. Like
Yeah.
it was really struggling. And I was like, all right, I need to get like an upgrade. So I think the thing that I upgraded was my graphics card. And then eventually my processor. And like afterwards, I started getting more I guess like like more hardware intensive games afterwards, and on top of that I was trying to do video editing, um and that thing would take way longer than needed to render like a 720 p video. So I was like, I need another upgrade. So that's when I
Yeah.
got all the shit that I currently have now. And even then, like I told you that like um I use Sony Vegas for like editing, and Sony Vegas was supposed to have this thing where you can use your GPU for rendering, but apparently they took that out for some reason.
Hmm.
So it's solely CPU reliant, and that's why like videos kind of take a little bit more time, but it's a lot better than what it was before, to be honest. But still, like I'm rendering videos at like 1080p, so 1080p at
Gotcha.
60.
Nice.
Yeah, good thing I'm not rendering that shit at 4K. There's no reason. There's no fucking reason to. Like, I'm not streaming in 4K. Like, it's so dumb. So it's like 1080p. I'm leaving it at. But yeah, the fun of PC shit.
Yeah, I remember you when you were using your, I think a desktop and a laptop for things you were doing.
Yes, I tried using the laptop because I was like, let me see if the laptop's actually good. And then it's like it was going, but then it was like, nah. Nah, we can't do that shit. We're not a gaming laptop. And I'm like, okay, laptop. Because I only used the laptop for like school and shit at the time.
Oh, okay.
Mm. Unlike those fucking gamers who have the gaming PCs. Because I remember at the school I was at, I was in the cafeteria and I look over and this dude has like his gaming PC, and that was the first time I saw the game Lichdom Battle Mage, and he's doing like all this like first person shooting with like magic and shit. And I'm like, oh, that looks cool. And then I went over to like talk to him for a little bit, and I'm like, oh man, what game is that? And he's like, oh, it's Lichdom Battle Mage. He's like, it's pretty fun. And I'm like, what's your computer? I don't remember what like specs he had, but like, it was a big bulky thing that he brought, and
Yeah.
he brought his controller as well, so he was having a good time.
Yeah, it's funny to me that like these computer companies, want to make these really slim laptops. I guess like it's ideal for carrying and stuff, and I get that.
Mhm.
But like, man, I would way rather have a bulky laptop that has like things that can cool down easier than like my last MacBook or 2 MacBooks ago was overheating so much that it would just turn off.
Oh damn!
And I'm like, never dropped it, never put water on it.
Did
It was a chip problem from the beginning.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, did
And
you
like,
clean it?
huh?
Did you
Oh
clean-
no. I mean, you can open it and clean it, but like, I don't have like a super dirty area to like make it filthy, so like it should be fine. Microsoft, Jesus Christ, Apple at some point had put out like
a statement
of like, oh, like if you just like download this thing, it'll help run the processor less or something like that. And I was like, fuck you, dude.
That's Apple.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, their products have been great. I've never had problems since that, or at that point, and then like before that point, and then after that point, I have no problem. I literally have a brand new MacBook, and I love it. And like, it gets hot for sure, but like, again, like, you just lift it up a little bit, or
yeah.
But again, like, the whole point I'm making about like gaming stuff is like, I've played on friends' gaming laptops, and they just get so warm so quick.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just, I don't see a reason why we can't figure out how to like cool these things better. There's got to be a way.
Yeah, because like that's what I've been seeing is that like most gaming laptops as of now still haven't solved that issue. Like they're still like getting really hot. But it is how it is, bro. It truly is how it is. Mm-hmm.
I would say if you're gonna go, not you specifically, but a person, if a person was gonna go out of their way and buy a gaming laptop, I would look at Republica Gaming. They have like,
you mean ROG?
Yeah, that shit is great.
True gamers say ROG, bro.
True gamers know the full title, Republica Gaming.
Yeah, Republica Gaming. Yeah, because I have one of their keyboards.
I like them, man. I think they're good.
Yeah,
Seems like a good company.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love this keyboard. Like it's small, compact. I've been like, I don't know why I've been getting like interested in like keyboards for some reason.
Dude, same.
Yeah, but it's good. Good keyboard. It's wireless as well, so yeah.
I've been playing Diablo 2.
Mm-hmm.
Resurrected. And the reason I've been looking at keyboards more is because my fingers are not very long. So when I would go to press F1, F2 for Diablo, I am moving my hand to touch the keys. And I was like, oh, I bet if I got a compact keyboard, it would be right above my 1 and 2 and it would be easy to touch.
Yeah.
I bet it would.
Yeah. It's weird because like I don't really game on keyboard. I usually do it with my controller because I'm a bitch.
Yep.
But I'm trying to remember what was the game that I really went into with it was System Shock, the System Shock remake. Where like I was solely playing that game with keyboard and mouse. I don't know why.
Did it feel good?
Yeah. For the most, yeah. Dude, I was mentioning this before because I just beat Spider-Man. I'll get to that I guess in my week, but like it's like this year has been so fucking hard of like summing down what is truly the game of the year for me. And it's like I have to do like a top 10 or top 5 games, but like System Shock Remake is like up there. It's so fucking good.
Really?
It's really good. It's really
Okay.
I'll give my whole spiel afterwards, but so like I never really got into like PC keyboard and mouse gaming because I always thought to myself like maybe I might need like a better mouse or something because sometimes the mouse that I have, because I've had this mouse for a while, it's wireless, but like sometimes it loses its latency and it just like bugs the fuck out sometimes. But I think it just might be because of the fact that I'm using like a dongle for it rather than having it straight connected.
Yeah. Problem before, what's the mouse manufacturer?
The one that I have?
Mhm.
It's like this off-brand called Red Dragon.
Yeah. It might just be that, dude. If you got a like Logitech or something, it might work better.
Time to upgrade to what the LoL players use.
Well, I will say I hate Razer, and I'm saying that straight up. Fuck Razer, fuck Razer, fuck Razer.
Why do you hate Razer, bro?
We're not going to talk about why the first headset broke, but I got a replacement headset, and I was very careful with the second headset. and it broke after a month of owning the second headset for replacement because Razer puts plastic pieces where your ears are, about the line of where your ears are, and when you go to take it off, if you bend slightly like most people do to pull your headset off,
Ooh,
it cracks.
damn.
And there's no replacement for it. They're just like, if it's out of warranty, which like I think every time you get a warranty, you have to pay for a new warranty. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to constantly pay these guys, $50 per headset.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And on top of that, I think the headset was like $200, and I'm just like, I'd rather go buy
Yeah.
a $25 headset over and over again. At that point,
Yeah. Because I was thinking, because I bought these. These are Steel Series.
Yep.
Yeah, I like these ones because they have like the metal band on top.
Yeah, that's what they have. That's what like my head was. It had the metal band, and then
it just broke.
literally the earpiece was plastic.
Okay.
So I was like, not the ear cup, but like the piece that like I don't know how to explain it. There's like
not the muff, but like the outside.
The like part where you're like extending with the metal.
Oh, so like up here?
Yeah, like most of them are plastic for sure.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you why it kept breaking. Like it just broke, dude. And I'm like, again, like I don't know. I can complain about it all I want. It doesn't matter. But my brother got me for Christmas last year. He was like, "Oh, no, you're a gamer." So he got me a gaming mouse, and I was like, "Okay." And then I tried it out, and I'm like, "It's actually not terrible."
What is it? Is it a Logitech or is it something else?
It's Razer.
Oh, it's a Razer mouse.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I hate Razer before all that, because the fun thing is, out of the box, the RGB on the bottom of it doesn't work.
Okay.
And I looked it up, and a ton of people have that problem. And I get it. A manufacturer's not going to take all their shit back and then replace everything for you.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that to me is still a broken product. It's just really fucking annoying that it's a simple thing that doesn't work now.
Yeah.
And that's got to be like a simple chip error or something inside there.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess I should probably check out Logitech rather than Razer.
Yeah, I for sure wouldn't buy Razer. It's overpriced, and you can for sure get a cheaper mouse. So
it's funny you mentioned that about the Razer stuff being overpriced. I mentioned this in the Discord. I'm looking for a hitbox. It's a fighting game stick, but it doesn't have the actual stick itself. It's leverless, so it uses buttons instead.
Right.
Razer's coming in with their own version. I showed this in the Discord, but like these things are way too fucking expensive. Like just the base one, they're nice looking, but just the base one is $300. And then for the special edition ones, which have Cammy and or Chun-Li, and the artwork is really fucking nice, those things are $329. And I checked with shipping, it comes up to $357.
So the base is 300?
The base is 300, but with shipping, most likely like 320, 330.
Okay. It's for sure worth getting the one with Cammy on it or whatever.
I want it so bad,
Only because that's like a $25 difference.
But here's the thing. My thing is that like I don't know whether or not I'm going to enjoy playing with a leverless
is there a way for you to test it?
I don't know how. There is a company called Junkbox or Junk Food arcade, something like that. They make their own like leverless sticks, but they're like 200 something. They're nice. And the cool thing is that like they're very customizable, so you can change the case anytime you want. But they get sold out like every time they put up a pre-order. So like getting them is a little harder to do.
I guess what I'm thinking is like there's no expo you can go to like
to check it out. I have no idea. I honestly don't know. Maybe if Evo happens and I go to Evo in Las Vegas.
See, I'm thinking like, is there any game place that comes to New York?
I'm only thinking of like conventions.
I know you guys get Comic-Con.
Yeah, we do.
But I don't know if they do game stuff at Comic-Con.
Oh, they do.
Oh, okay. That might.
Yeah, I paid fucking $200 just to go check out whether or not I want to have this product. I don't know, man. Like that's the thing is that like, my stick isn't bad. Like I still use my stick. I gotta clean my stick, to be honest. But like I do want to try out the leverless stuff because after a long session of playing Street Fighter or something, like usually my forearm hurts because like I'm doing fucking crazy ass motions and shit. And yeah, it's just like I want to try that shit out. And that Cammy one looks really nice, and that Chun-Li one also looks really nice. And
so, do you think the movement would be easy on a stickless?
Usually, what I've been told is that yes, it is a lot easier. The joke is the hitboxes are usually called cheat boxes because the input is much easier to get out because you're not doing the full motion. And on top of that, if you're on the player 2 side, there is a thing that happens when you're using a arcade stick on the player 2 side where motions are a little bit harder to come out, especially half circle motions, because like you're using your wrist more.
Yeah.
Rather than player 1 side where you're just going with the motion with your full arm. But with obviously using just the buttons, you don't have that problem whatsoever. It's like essentially you're just typing on a keyboard because like your ring finger, right? Yeah. Your ring finger is like left, your middle finger is down, and your pointer finger is right, and then your thumb is jump. So it's like almost like
jump. Okay.
So it's like almost using like a keyboard in a sense.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I've been debating with myself whether or not I want to spend $350 something for arcade stick, because like I even got my arcade stick like on sale, and it was like maybe like $200 at the time, and that's also Razer. Funny enough.
I would see what the return policy is.
Yeah, I mean,
just in case you end up not liking it.
Amazon. It's Amazon return policy, because I was thinking of pre-ordering on Amazon.
Oh,
usually, that's
then
like
you could probably just return it.
Yeah, that's like a 14-day window.
Yeah, just do it, man. Or if you feel comfortable with the price, do it. But
yeah, I have to really think about it because, like I said, that's a lot of cheddar. That's a lot of cheddar, and
a lot of cheese.
Chunch has been buying video games, so it's like But it's also the factor that like I have to constantly keep up with playing fighting games, which I have not been doing, unfortunately, because there are so many other video games out there that have been way too fucking good and have been taking up my time. But it do be like that.
Never be like that, bro.
Never be like that. So what else you got besides playing with your new computer parts?
Well, basically still on the line of that. I couldn't play Diablo Resurrected. Diablo 2 Resurrected prior to getting the card.
Mm-hmm.
It would just stutter, and it actually made this is so weird. I swear to God, I'm not lying. My character couldn't hit enemies because the frames or whatever the fuck is going on was so bad.
Was it too high, or was it?
It was just not running well. It couldn't run on the
3070. Oh, the 1030. Okay.
So when I got this, I tried. Of course, went ultra on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let's just see what happens. I know the processor's bad, but maybe
we'll
the
see.
graphics card is still going to make it up.
Mm-hmm.
And Diablo Resurrected is still just dog shit enough to run on this processor. But the graphics are fucking butter, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this shit. Hey.
No, go ahead.
Good. No, I was just like, yeah, dude, this looks like I was smiling, man. I was smiling so hard.
Yeah, especially when you get that visual upgrade, it's just like, fuck yeah.
Dude,
like, fuck yeah.
I played this on PS5 on this. I have a 2K screen, so I was running it at whatever I could run it at there, HDR, everything, right? And like, it does not look as good as my PC's running it right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they do on PS5 to like make things look worse, but I played Destiny. I'm only getting like 40 frames, dude. It looks better than my PS5.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually because some games get downscaled, and I think PS5 has this ability where it tries to do like an artificial upscaling. Because I saw this because I was curious about the game Immortals of Avium, where apparently
Right.
yeah, the resolution for a PS5 is like 1080p, but they upscaled it to 1440p. So like the game looks really weird on PS5. But the caveat is the PC version is currently in a state where like it's not great. So yeah, because it sucks. Because I'm like looking at reviews and people are like, the game's okay, but if you get past the fucking shit that's happening with it visually and that like not visually it with like performance, it's just like shitting the bed. And people have like 4090 cards and like really good processors, and for some reason the game just is just not optimized well. So it's.
Do you remember reading anything when Diablo 4 came out?
Yeah, like wasn't it like destroying people's fucking graphics cards?
Yep. It
Yeah.
was destroying, I think specifically, and I'm probably wrong, I think 3090s.
Oh damn! Because I was thinking because I was about to mention this. I was like, I kind of want to get Diablo 4 on PC just to see how it is, but I'm like, nah.
It was only for the beta when they were having issues.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, that was for the beta.
But it was something to do with there's a sharpening option in it, and you can put it at like 200 or something like that, or there's a max setting. People were just like, don't put it at ultra, and I'm like, that's true, but like you shouldn't have to not be able to do that. Like people that want to see their shit 100% everything, they should be able to run that.
Yeah.
Also, like, if Blizzard killed my card, I would have for sure written to those motherfuckers.
Yeah. 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 It's so weird because like gaming for PC is just like in such a weird state as well. Because I remember I got super excited to be like, yeah, let's do some PC gaming, and then it's like most new releases just like shit the bed. Because like it's also an issue with Unreal Engine as well. Unreal Engine for some reason just like has a hard time with like shader compilations and just like working. Because I reinstalled the Dead Space remake.
Yeah.
And the thing fucking says, oh, it's gonna do building for shaders. And then I start playing the game and like it starts to stutter because like it's building the shaders still. And that is a problem that people brought up when the game released, and EA has not fixed it yet. So it's just like I don't know if I'm gonna wait, but I'm still gonna play through the game again just to like get through it, because bro, I've been playing so much fucking Resident Evil 4. It's not even funny.
I want to get it, man.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it is a good remake. Another contender. I want to say for GOTY, but like I really enjoyed my time.
Yeah, I also want to do the Dead Space remake, but I have the original and I kind of want to play through that too. So I think I'm going to do the original first, and then I'll probably pick up the other one.
I think I heard that there's like a weird thing that happens in the original. I don't remember, where I think you might have to mod it. Or I think you might. I think you have to. I think you have to cap it. Actually,
that's fine.
Yeah,
I don't mind because this doesn't look good anyways. So it'll be fine.
Okay. Do you? You do you.
So the only thing that happened with this graphics card that I wanted to tell you about was, it came in. I plugged it in. It looked like it wasn't seated properly. So I went to pull it out, and you know the latch that you lock your graphics card in? There's usually a lock on it.
Yeah.
I ripped that lock off. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I really hope I didn't break the motherboard. And then there's another PCIe slot.
Yeah, underneath. Yeah.
And I went to go plug it in there, and the cords on my motherboard are so close to the PCIe, and the RTX is so fat that it won't be able to sit in that slot. So I just put it back into the other one, and I was like, I can lay my computer down because that's like support where the lock is.
It's such a good thing you decided to get a new motherboard eventually.
Oh yeah. Well, I have to for the processor.
Yeah.
But I was like talking to my brother, and he's like, "Well, when you screw it in, it'll be supported to the screws. Don't worry." So I was like, "All right, like I'll try that." I did that. I get everything running right, and I go to watch YouTube, and I see black blotches on my screen, and I'm like, "Ooh, why?" So of course I have to go through the internet, find out why this is happening. Literally nobody has any reason. So I'm like, "Fuck you." There's a reason this is happening. That night, I put in a request through Newegg to get a new card, because I was like, if it's a card, I'm just doing this preemptively. I'm not having any issues with my shit. Fuck them. So I put it through. And also that night, I put up a post on Reddit in, I think, Nvidia's like area where I was like, "Hey, this is my issue with my card." Put a post of a picture and a video of what was happening, and somebody came through and was like, "Hey, turn off accelerated whatever
Mhm.
under your settings in Google Chrome." So I turned off the accelerated settings. I think it's like accelerated hardware setting or something.
Yeah.
And I went back to YouTube, immediately gone. And I was like, okay, fuck this. So then I'm looking at videos on Steam one day after I got the new card, and I see those black blotches again, and I was like, does Steam have accelerated hardware settings on for just watching videos in their like little Steam area? And I looked up, and it does. So I turned that off.
Oh.
Same thing happened for like a numerous amount of other things that like I've been watching videos in. And
Mhm.
I'm like, fuck, man, can Nvidia just fucking put a patch out or like anything, man, to fix this? Because it's super AIDS
Mhm.
to have to like look that setting up every time.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is YouTube also has a thing called ambiance setting. You notice that or no?
No, I don't think I've ever.
So like if you ever look at your YouTube and see like waves coming off the background or the left and right of the video, it's kind of like black waving and stuff. Um,
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I had seen that and like I never really liked it, but I was like I never had a problem with it either at the same time. So
Mhm.
like only recently did I turn it off, and like turning it off for some reason makes me more aware of the video versus I don't know. The ambiance thing kind of like fucked me up a little bit. So
Yeah.
uh anyways, I had that issue with the card, and I was just like for about 2 days like so pissed off because I was like, man, if things are just broken, I can't stand this shit, bro.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that ended up happening. But games have
PC
been good.
PC shit, isn't it fun?
It's a lot of fucking like
It's a lot of work.
learning how to understand your components and stuff, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's also good because like I have friends that actually like as I'm upgrading my PC, my friend actually hit me up and he was like, hey, I don't know why this game's not working at my house. So I went over there real quick and I checked like what's going on, and it's just really low slow times and stuff. I was like,
Mhm.
oh, it's your processor. Like he has a dual core Intel from
Mhm.
like back in the day.
Mhm.
And like he told me the guy that made his computer like was really adamant about getting RAM and an SSD, and I was like, cool, you're not you want a new processor, and then like there's other things you can upgrade to, and I was just like, do it
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah. RAM and SSD is also a good one too, but still,
I
processor
mean,
processor's still very important.
you really don't like need. I guess like now you might want 16 gigs of RAM, but like 8 gigs of RAM was fucking king for a while.
Was, bro. We're not living in was. We're living in now.
I swear only a handful of games like say I have to have 16 gigs of RAM or whatever, right? 16?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got up to 16. Eventually it'll be 32 and then 64. Eventually. But don't worry, the 8090 will be out by then.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
I watched Goosebumps.
The Disney Plus one?
Yeah.
How was it?
Nope.
Okay. I saw a commercial for it. I'm like, doesn't look good.
It's not, but it's still worth watching just to watch because what's his name is in it too? Justin Long.
Justin
or
Long.
something?
Yeah, I saw that he gets possessed by a teenage ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going ghost, bro.
He's ghosting baby.
What else did I watch? I don't know, like just regularly. I've been watching Sunny in Philadelphia again.
Mm-hmm.
Loki. Started watching Five Nights at Freddy last night. I got halfway through that and I hated it.
Wow, you didn't like the part where Matt Pat came up and he was like, "It's just a game."
That was my favorite part so far because I was like, "Oh shit, Matt Pat," and he was like, "It's just a theory," and I was like, "Ah, he said it."
He said the line. Oh my god!
I love Matt Pat, man. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay.
God, you don't even know.
I
You don't
don't
even understand.
I never watched Matt Pat or Game Theory.
Did you see the part where PewDiePie came in and said something that everyone hated?
He said the N-word again.
No.
he told the N-word to Freddy Fazbear, and then he came out with an apology video afterwards, and then it was like, I'll never do it again, and then proceeded to do it again. Yeah, and I've probably seen it.
Anyway.
He's changed. He has a baby.
He has a baby. He changed, man. He apologized. Get over it.
Yeah. I don't know why that's my favorite response to anything.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why that's my favorite response. Is like, he's changed. Get over it.
Oh yeah. God damn, man. I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 2 with my brother, and like, it just solidified the thought that Diablo 4 is trash. Especially with like these graphics, like hitting the G key while you're playing brings you back to old graphics, and it looks like fucking. I can't believe I ever thought that was cool, and it was.
Man, it was ahead of its time at the time.
But then you hit G again, and it brings you to the new graphics, and I'm like, it literally like it looks like a different game. It's just crazy.
Yeah. That's the thing, is that like whenever you get it like a new PC part and like you play games with your PC, it's just like, all right, I want to see the old shit that didn't work on my PC at the time and just see how it runs with this thing.
No, that for sure. But I'm saying, like, if you can be in game and see what Diablo 2 original looked like.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just mentioning because like you said that you didn't really do anything else and you're going back to like games that you played already.
Oh yeah. I don't know. There's other stuff I played. I just can't remember, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty much it.
You should write this down.
I know, man.
You should have. All right. If it comes back to you, then I guess I'll start with my week then, or my 8 weeks. My 8 weeks, baby. I guess the biggest thing is Spider-Man 2 is done, so I finished that. That's a GOTY contender, or part of my GOTY top 5 as of the moment. Dude, the amount of buildup that's happening, and there will be a Spider-Man 3, is just like, holy
for sure.
Fuck. And people are talking about, like, I guess, spoilers, I guess, in a sense. People were talking about Superior Spider-Man, which I'm like, oh, wait, which one is that one again? And it's like, oh, it's the really fucked up one. Do you know anything about, like, some of the Spider-Man comics or anything like that?
No.
So Superior Spider-Man is the comic book Spider-Man in which Doc Ock takes over Peter's body. And Doc Ock becomes Spider-Man, so he refers to himself as the Superior Spider-Man. So people
for Octopus.
Yeah, Dr. Octopus is planning on being Superior Spider-Man. Like there's theories on that, but there's also the theory, not even a theory, it's just like fucking Green Goblin's happening. So it makes sense that like Spider-Man's biggest villain is going to show up in the third game. Because I'm thinking about it, I was like, how the fuck do you build off Venom? You know, Venom is such a big thing, and it's like, oh yeah, they haven't introduced Green Goblin yet. So we'll see. But man, Spider-Man 2 is just a fucking fantastic time. I really enjoyed it. I 100%ed that game already. So once the new Game Plus shit comes out, I eventually will be reinstalling it. But yeah, just a fucking phenomenal time I had with it. And I felt so bad because it came out because I was trying to do scary games for like the month of October, and we're already at like the 30th. And I started up Fatal Frame 2, and I was enjoying my time with it. But man, like Spider-Man 2 came out, I was just like, I'm gonna have to put this game off to the side. And then fucking Alan Wake 2 comes out, and I'm like, fuck, it's gonna have to be pushed further off to the side. Which I'm just thinking, I'm like, maybe I should just like move some of the horror games I wanted to play into November, because it's just like, I don't really think there's really anything super crazy coming out in November, as far as I remember.
Yeah,
I have to look at the list of like November games. Like a Dragon Gaiden, that's what's coming out. The Yakuza game about Kiryu's side story, but still, I want to play Lost Judgment before I play that. So we'll see. But yeah, there's like a good amount of horror shit, and like Steam's having their horror sale, so I bought a couple things. Uh, so there's that. I'll mention the stuff that I bought, but um, the stuff I've been playing. I so in order to basically kind of catch myself up with Alan Wake 2, I replayed Alan Wake 1, the remastered version.
Ooh.
I got all the trophies. I did all that. I have like a weird love-hate thing with this game because like I love the atmosphere. I love everything about Alan Wake of just it being really creepy and weird. And it kind of goes like off the walls at the midway point in its story. But getting the trophies was my hate part of experiencing the game all over again. Because there are two trophies that two trophies for the special episodes. So one for one episode and one for the other. And essentially the trophies are the same. It's like survive the entire game without dying. And you know, Chunch is bad at video games. So I proceeded to do one, and it's like, holy shit, I'm having a rough time because like I was playing on easy too, and I'm like, why am I having such a rough time with this? But I'm just bad at video games. But the second one was where I was like about to lose my fucking mind because it had a platforming section that I kept fucking up with, because essentially the platforming section is these things that are looping around and you got to jump, and there's nothing there's nothing underneath, so you have to like time your jump well. But for some reason I always fucked up the jump because I would walk a little bit forward and that would make me fall off. So I kept dying, and I would have to basically restart the episode all over again and just like fucking make sure I don't die. And then when I did eventually die from, you know, non-platforming things, it's just like, fuck, I have to redo that platforming section again. I don't want to do that platforming section.
Oh, for real, yeah.
So yeah, but I eventually got it. You know, like I said, I 100%ed everything. But I love everything about Alan Wake. You know, with just how simple the combat is, where it's like you shine the light on your enemies and you shoot them. That's it. There's not really any super crazy puzzle sections or anything. The episode stuff is pretty neat because they do like stuff that has to be related to the light, which is kind of neat. But yeah, that's just that like survive, and then the platforming sections were like really left a bitter taste in my mouth, where I was like, fuck this shit, I don't want to do this shit no more. But yeah, Alan Wake 1 is still a really good time, and it also made me realize that game is like relatively bloodless. And then I remember watching gameplay for, well, not gameplay, but I remember watching the reveal trailer for Alan Wake 2, and like there's a bunch of blood and gore in Alan Wake 2, which is nuts. And I'm like, oh, okay, so they up the ante essentially. Yeah, and it also kind of leads to the thing of like me buying Alan Wake 2 on PS5, because the PC version for Alan Wake 2 is Epic Games exclusive. And
Right.
yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to buy it on Epic Games.
I forgot me and you talked about that. It's kind of like you were saying, kind of just having it all in one place or something is what you don't like about it.
Yeah, like I would rather just have it on Steam or GOG for that matter, because I use GOG. But yeah, man, it's just I think Epic even came out with a statement saying that like it's going to be staying on Epic for quite a while because it was published by Epic, so makes sense. After that, what else did I play? Oh, I tried canceling my pre-order for the Metal Gear Solid collection because apparently the games are just very bare bones, but Amazon was like, too late, it's already been shipped. So I got the Metal Gear Solid collection.
What do you mean by bare bones?
So essentially these ports, they're ports of the PS3 version and the PS1 emulated Metal Gear Solid 1.
That's
and
all they are is ports?
They're ports.
Ew.
Yeah, it's like people on PC have been modding it to do 4K at least, or 1080p, because they're kind of left to 720p for the PS2 games, which is unfortunate. But Chonch already put his money down, so you know, I love Metal Gear Solid 3. I do plan on replaying it, but it's just like they didn't really do anything with it. And then, you know, I also remembered that like Metal Gear Solid Delta is coming out, the remake of the third game. So that should be interesting to see what they do with that. But still, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that it's like it's very bare bones. But people have been saying that like it's Konami, so Konami does the bare minimum when it comes to like porting games or like remasters in a sense. But yeah, that kind of I guess left poops in my cereal. What else did I play? Oh, I booted up Hellboy Web of Weird. Do you remember this?
What?
This was a game it's a Hellboy game, but it is roguelike. But it keeps the style of the comic book. So it's Mike Mignola comic book style, but it's the video game. And I booted it up just because I bought it and I was like, all right, I want to see how it plays. And I'm like, oh, this seems pretty fun. Bro, I also forgot this is the last video game role for Lance Reddick.
Oh, buddy.
I completely forgot this was Lance Reddick's last role and he plays Hellboy. So I was like, all right. So I was playing a little bit of it. I'm like, oh, it's pretty interesting. And there was no talks about it, nothing. You know, I still don't know whether or not people liked it or not, but I'm probably going to play more of it. I don't know whether or not I'm going to do a stream of it or I'm just going to play it by myself, but we'll see. What else have I been playing? Some Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6. I've been playing a little bit of Aki to see how she plays. She's pretty fun, but, you know, I went online as Zangief. I love that Zangief. Zangief is too good. He's so much fun. And then I played your friend in Mortal Kombat 1. Bro, he fucking blew me up because I'm like, I don't know really that much on how to play this game, but like the bro was playing it.
Loves Mortal Kombat.
He was playing a Scorpion. And I obviously could tell that like he has been spending his time labbing. Because I was just playing as Baraka, but like I knew only a little bit about Baraka, but he was just blowing me up. And like every time we rematched, he was only staying as Scorpion. I'm like, oh no, this dude like is fucking serious as to like who he's playing as. So yeah, we were just playing Mortal Kombat 1, and I think I won like maybe like one round against him, and then yeah, and then I proceeded.
He's been talking to me about he wants to start to get into the scene,
into the fighting game scene,
like pro.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Well, because you had said something, or you said like he seemed pretty serious about like Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
It's his favorite character. Like, dude, he like ear to ear, the dude will grin talking about Scorpion, bro. And like, he was like he wants to get into it.
It made me realize that like Scorpion is like almost somewhat broken. Like he's somewhat broken in the game because like his spear like stuns you for a good while, and you're fucked if he stuns you. But yeah, I was just playing as Baraka. I was even at a point where I was just like, damn, I haven't really played this game as much online. So it's like, who else could I play as? And I just started picking like random characters that maybe I've touched like once. And I was like, all right. But then afterwards, after we finished, I was like, oh, why don't we play some Street Fighter 6? Because obviously that's a game I know a little bit more of. But we'll have to see. I have to wait until he blows me up again. Because he sent me a message saying that like, oh, he's like, is it all right if I can use the video and put it up on YouTube of me playing against you? And I'm like, I guess, yeah, sure, why not? And then
I'm glad he asked you. It's funny.
And then I wrote a message. Let me read you the message I wrote him. What was it? Hold on. Yeah, he wants to upload the video on YouTube, and I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. And then like an hour later, I was like, okay, yeah, show people how you whooped me while my pants were down. Show the internet. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 1, I still got to kind of get into because that nerf happened. They kind of nerfed some of the characters, mostly the assists. They nerfed Cyrax specifically. But we have to see because that's also another controversy. I guess this wasn't also part of the news, but like the Halloween stuff came out for MK1. $12 fatality. $12 for a fatality.
Huh.
It's a seasonal fatality too. So that's not great. I mean, more power to you if you buy it, but like I only buy like this cosmetic stuff, but fatality stuff, nah, I'm not gonna spend $12 on it, to be honest. So yeah. Trying to think, what else have I played on PC, baby. I have been playing. Well, I mentioned it before. I played a shit ton of Resident Evil 4. Because I was looking at my playtime for this game, bro. I have this game at 114 hours. Like the other game that I only have at, like, it is second to Yakuza Like a Dragon, which that has 120 hours.
Huh.
So I have 114 hours in Resident Evil 4 Remake. I've been trying to get all the trophies. I'm trying to get the last one, just so I know that I'm good. And it's basically beat the game on professional difficulty and get an S+ ranking on the Ada campaign. And yeah, that's what I'm doing, because it's not long. Like, that campaign is like super, super short. But, you know, Chunch is bad at video games. And then what else? What else happened? What else did Chunch buy? Yeah, I was playing a little bit of the Dead Space remake. I bought a couple of games. I bought My Friendly Neighborhood. I don't know if you've seen anything for this game. I mostly bought horror games because obviously that's what's on sale currently on Steam.
Right.
It's basically a first-person shooter with your enemies are puppets. Like, it's supposed to be like, what if Sesame Street went haywire, essentially? And funny enough, it's made by one of the brothers that the guy created Dusk, the first-person shooter that's kind of like Doom-ish.
Don't even know that.
That's okay. David Szymanski, his brother made My Friendly Neighborhood. I think both his younger brothers, or brothers in general, made it. Anyways, I also bought a game called Faith, which I don't know if you've seen anything for this. It's like kind of like voxel. Like, looks very voxely. Yes, no.
What's voxel?
Oh god, you know, like Atari games, like the outline is like the thing. Like, you know how like
Okay.
yeah, so like it looks very old-ish, but it is a horror game, and like it's a survival horror game. It's really neat to look at, and I heard really good things because like there's multiple endings for this thing, and they just pushed an update for it, which is kind of cool. But you know, I'll eventually play that probably in the month of November. October games in November. What else did I buy? Hold on, let me look at my list, because I realized Steam. Oh, Choo Choo Charles.
Shut up.
Yeah, I bought it.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's like $10.
Are you gonna play that shit, bro?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, boy, I'm gonna play it.
I would love to watch that. That's hilarious.
Choo Choo Charles. Let's see what else. Gotta look through my list. Faith, I already said.
Oh my god, I just saw Choo Choo Charles on here now. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like $10.
I'm running through the Epic Game Store sales.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn
I
son.
just wanted to look at them and see what they have.
What else did I buy? Shit, man. I hate the fact that like the mobile version of Steam doesn't show you like what you bought recently.
Dude, the mobile version of Steam makes me so angry.
Yeah, it's not great. Dude, I realize I have so many fucking games on Steam. The realization I'm having right now. The existential nightmare. Oh, I was about to say, buy Psychonauts. That's also a good game to play.
I think I have Psychonauts.
2 is on sale. It's like $15. Which
I've never played 1, so I'd have to play 1 first.
Oh, 1 is so good. Well, I mean, I streamed it, but like I fucking love Psychonauts, bro. I love it. I want to replay it again. But
Yes, I own Psychonauts.
yeah, specifically play the PC version. The console versions are not great.
I don't know. This doesn't look like a fun game to like. I watched you play it.
It's a platformer, but the story and like the characters are really weird and really fun, and I like them. I like it. And then the sequel is just like a fucking banger. Psychonauts 2 is so good.
The sequel just bangs, bro.
It bangs. Oh yeah, Strange Brigade. I bought it.
You bought it?
I bought it.
Yes.
You're welcome, bro.
We all have it now.
We all have it. Now we can go on our Strangest Brigade.
I have a feeling you guys won't like it, but
you feel like we're gonna hate it? Well, I mean, it's
a zombie shooter.
Yeah, but I think it's Rebellion, right? The developers?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's alright.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's like top-down-ish.
Is it top-down-ish? No, I thought it was third person.
It might be. I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see. World of Horror was the other game that I bought. That's like pixel art. This game was like talked about for like a good bit when it was in early access, but
What's the name?
World of Horror.
No, I thought I heard that.
I'm trying to think anything else. I think that might be it as for stuff that I bought. Yeah. Did I buy anything else on PlayStation? Just gotta look. This is how bad I am with like remembering what I bought because I've been buying too much shit. Because Chonch is a bitch when it comes to video games. Purchased. Alan Wake 2. Oh, Ghost Trick. That's what I bought. Ghost Trick. Oh, I bought a fucking visual novel. That's what I remember.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I beat. I beat the game Limbo.
Really?
Yeah, I finally played it because I never played it like at all. Yeah.
Did you like it?
I liked it. It was neat. Trying to figure out some of the puzzles was interesting. It was cool. I'm really excited to play Inside. That helps. Yeah. But it's also funny because like, you know, the guy, the creator of those games came out with a new game like this year called Cocoon, and that game is like fucking trippy. I don't know if you ever seen what that game looks like, but you're like a bug person and you carry these orbs, but the orbs are like worlds. So like you can jump into the orb and like do a completely different world. Like it's so weird, but it's really cool though. What else? Yeah, what else have I played? Oh yeah, Amnesia Dark Descent was one of the games I started this month with. Yeah, still very good.
Did you beat that?
Yep. I beat it and I did the DLC thing.
Ow.
Yeah. DLC, I guess expansion sort of, which is like it's very short, but essentially it's like you only have one try at it. Like just go. Essentially, try not to die. And if you do die, you have to restart all over again. It wasn't too crazy, but I did get stuck in a puzzle, which I had to look up of like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Because Chonch is a big cheater, man. But I'm very interested to check out the rest of the Amnesia games, especially the Bunker, the new one that came out.
That looks cool.
That looks really cool, but I will probably be checking out the rest of them. If they're not too long, then probably in the month of November, I'll try to like go through them. Yeah, I bought a bunch of shit, but the thing that I remember I bought, which I tried out a little bit because I remember I was thinking of like, oh, what other fighting games should I check out? I saw that there's this fighting game called Omen of Sorrow, and it's this horror fighting game which kind of like uses original characters in a sense, but it's still based off like literary creatures. So there's a guy that's like not Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, like he's something else. But it's like one of those indie games that's like real. I want to say bare bones, but it's like you can kind of see visually that like it's a little rough, but I only played like a little bit of it. Let's see what else. Power Rangers, Battle for the Grid, Need for Speed Unbound, which I do want to actually play eventually.
Did you just buy Power Rangers?
I've had it on PC, but I'm like I usually play on my PlayStation most of the time, so it was cheap. So I was like,
Okay.
I'll just buy it. I bought new Super Lucky's Tale. It's a platform. It's a platformer with a fox.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it for stuff that I bought / played ish, kind of. Oh, I forgot to mention last podcast. I've been going through the Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty storyline, the expansion.
Oh, nice.
It's good. It's really good. I haven't finished it, but like the amount that I've played, it's crazy the fact that like when I finished it, I was like, all right, Cyberpunk's good, and then they're like, all right, we're gonna change the entire game, and like essentially the rumors of like Cyberpunk 2 is essentially this expansion. This expansion is Cyberpunk 2. And I'm like, fuck. So I had to like reset all my like perks and stuff like that. Like they changed like a good amount of the gameplay, which was like wild. And like now you can do like fucking drive-bys, but I don't know, did you ever watch the Cyberpunk anime? No. So there's a thing in the world called a Sandevistan, and what essentially that thing does, it slows down time. So you're a lot quicker than your enemies. So that was the whole setup of the Cyberpunk anime, is that your main character has this upgrade and he's like super fast with it. So the game now has this option where you're able to do drive-bys while using Sandevistan. And essentially, like, you're driving, and then you hit the button to do it, and then you get out of the car. Essentially, you can just slide on the road, shoot the dudes, and then have enough time to get back in your car and drive off. Like, just crazy shit like that. But yeah, the story itself for the expansion is really good. Idris Elba is, Idris Elba-ing it. And then you got Keanu still being good as Johnny Silverhand. Yeah, Cyberpunk is.
Yeah, I was super excited to see Idris in there.
Yeah, it's just it's a really good story. Like if you ever watched the movie Escape from New York, it is that. That is the plot of this.
Really?
Yeah, it's Escape from New York.
It's kind of funny, actually.
It's so insane because I was like, oh my god, like it is just Escape from New York. But it's a spy thriller. With Escape of New York elements in it, because essentially you have to save the president of the United States, or the new United States, while trying to get her out of this section of Night City that essentially is like they govern themselves. Like it is so weird. Like it if you ever watched Escape from New York, you know how like New York becomes like a prison like state, essentially, like that part of the city just like it has walls and it's a prison. It's a prison city. So like that's what that is. That new section that you're in, it's a prison city.
The walls.
But yeah, it's really good, and I should probably keep playing more of that because it is genuinely like it's Cyberpunk. It's I really like the world. I really like the story of it, and it's crazy to see that the gameplay has changed completely, which it kind of invalidates the review I was going to write for it when I originally was like going to make a review after I played Cyberpunk, and now like this whole thing has invalidated it, which is wild.
Really?
Yeah, like I can't even talk about the fucking gameplay of it because now it's so different from what it was before that. I don't remember like what the exact changes were. Obviously the big changes are like your skill tree stuff, but like I can't remember how it was before. Like that's how old it's been, or like how long it's been. So yeah, I think that's it for video games. Chunch still has to complete fucking Resident Evil 4, for Chunch's sake. But I'm trying to think, did I buy anything else on Steam before I decide to stop talking and talk about movies and shit that I'm currently keeping up with? Yeah, I think that might be it for Steam stuff. If anything, I guess next week or the next 3 weeks when we come back, I'll talk about it. Yeah, I think that might be it. So for stuff that I watched, Let me get my list out. Sorry. Okay, where did I leave off from last time? I think Fast Five was no, Fast and Furious was the thing that I watched that I mentioned from last week's podcast. So I watched Fast Five, the Brazilian adventures of the Fast crew about family. And yeah, Fast Five was good. I enjoyed it. The Rock was The Rock.
The Rock.
It was funny too because like they got this lady to play lady Brazilian cop, and she's like obviously a model, but man, she cannot act.
Oh no!
Like she's just solely based on her looks. Same thing with like kind of like Gal Gadot, but at least Gal Gadot's kind of like trying.
Wow, can't believe you say that about my favorite Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the best Wonder Woman.
The best one that made the first one, and then she shouldn't have made two. You know, whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, Fast Five was enjoyable. I'm curious in like checking out the rest of the movies. As for stuff that I did finish a movie. I finished a movie called The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Yep.
Did you ever watch this?
A while ago, I think.
Did you? Do you remember anything of it or no?
Maybe I didn't watch it.
Maybe you didn't watch it. It's with Colin Farrell.
I know the name for sure. I just don't. Am I thinking of Get Out? I think I'm thinking of Get Out.
Oh, okay. Oh, because of the deer killing and
I know the Killing of the Sacred Deer. I've heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah. So it stars Colin Farrell and Nicole Kidman. It's by the director that did the movie The Lobster, which I've seen, and I kind of like that movie, but that movie's a little weird. Basically the premise of The Lobster is like these people want to find partners, so they go to like this special place that like is supposed to make them compatible with other people that are also there, but they're given like a certain amount of time that they request, and essentially if they don't meet their expectations by the end of the timeline, they have a choice of choosing what animal they can come back as.
Oh. So
Colin Farrell stars in that, and he's like, I will like to be a lobster if I don't find anybody. So that's the movie The Lobster.
And then he gets eaten.
I forget how that movie ends, but I remember liking it because it's just weird. It was just really weird. But yeah, fucking Killing of a Sacred Deer is one of those atmospheric horror movies because like the setup is so fucking bizarre. But not only that, the dialogue is also super weird. But so let me get into the premise of this. So Colin Farrell stars as a heart surgeon, and the beginning of the movie literally is a shot of like a heart beating during surgery. Like it's very graphic, which I was like kind of uncomfortable with. But regardless, he is a heart surgeon that has this kind of like this friendship with this 16-year-old boy whose father died on his operating table. So the boy is a little weird. Like he's a little eccentric, and like he kind of has a bit of an obsession with Colin Farrell as like the sense of like being his surrogate father. So, like I said, Colin Farrell tries to be really nice with this kid, and he invites him over for dinner, and he has a good time. Colin Farrell's daughter and son kind of like have a relatively okay relationship with him, in which the daughter actually falls in love with him. But afterwards, the kid invites Colin Farrell to his house, and as a thank you for inviting him for dinner. So the kid's mother tries to put the moves on Colin Farrell in which he feels uncomfortable and he stops responding to the kid. Okay. So there is this weird thing that happens where Colin Farrell's youngest son, by the way, his son is played by Atreus, Sonny Suljic. And it's tiny Sonny Suljic, so it's like small Atreus, but with long hair. So I think it's like probably by the time he was doing was it mid-90s? Is that movie? The movie that's directed by Jonah Hill.
Nope, don't know.
Okay. Either way. So yeah, Atreus can't walk for some reason. He's lost function in his legs, and they take him to the hospital. They try to figure out what's wrong with him, and there's no answer. So the kid shows up, the 16-year-old. He shows up and he tells Colin Farrell, "All right, meet me in the cafeteria." And Colin Farrell is like, "I can't do it right now. Like, I'm with my son currently." And he's like, "No, you want to come to the cafeteria right now. This is important." He's like, "I'll see you in 15 minutes." So then they're in the cafeteria and he basically gives him the gist. He's like, "All right, so I've decided that I want I want to say retribution, but like due recompense, in the sense that you killed my dad. I'm going to give you the choice of killing one of your family members. I've essentially put a hex on them. So first, it's going to start with them losing ability to use their legs. Second, they're going to refuse to eat anything, no matter how hard you try. Third, they're going to bleed from the eyes, and then eventually it will lead to death." So Colin Farrell was like, well, this is the weird thing of the movie, is that like it feels really stilted and very bizarre, but I'll get into that. But essentially he thinks he's crazy. So he stops contacting him, and he's like, it has to be a medical reason as to like what's wrong with his son, but nothing's adding up. In which eventually his daughter falls to the illness as well, and like it starts to make him go crazy, essentially. So the reason why this movie is really weird is because the dialogue in this movie feels very clinical and very like logical in some sense. Like they feel very distant with one another, even though they are family, and like the Colin Farrell tries to have a relationship with this kid, like being a friend. Like their dialogue feels off. Like it feels like these are not humans interacting. But the only time they show emotion is when they're not able to answer the things that can't be logically answered. So when Colin Farrell is like frustrated at the fact that like his son is not eating, it's just like you see him like really show that emotion of just like, what the fuck is happening? But like for the rest of the time, his kids and like his wife, Nicole Kidman, like they're so distant, like they feel distant, and it's such a bizarre thing. But it is an enjoyable movie. The ending is something which I feel like a lot of people might hate, but I thought it was very weird, and I really enjoyed it. Which I came to learn that apparently it's based off a Greek play. Interestingly enough. But yeah, it's a really, really interesting movie, and like the music in that movie is like, it's eerie, and then the cinematography is also really eerie because it does like a lot of like hanging shots where like zooms out or like zooms in, and it's just like the music also helps with that because it's like creepy string music, and it's just like, god damn, like they know what they're doing. I was just like, where is this gonna go? But yeah, Killing of a Sacred Deer. It was enjoyable. And I guess for stuff that I'm currently watching, I started watching the Fall of the House of Usher, Mike Flanagan's new thing. Yeah, it's good. I've only got to like episode 4, but I'm watching it with my cousin. So hopefully by the time we come back, I've already finished it. But yeah, that is a really good show. A lot of those actors shine in that, and the setup. Do you know the setup of this?
For
The Fall of the House of Usher?
No, isn't it from the same guy that made
Midnight Mass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't know the story?
That's all I know.
Okay. So basically the synopsis is like this rich family is experiencing deaths in the family, like one by one, through weird means. And basically the whole show is like trying to parse of like what exactly is happening. Funny enough, it's based off of Edgar Allan Poe story. And I just learned this, that my mother apparently read this story when she was in high school. Because I was like, oh yeah, like I'm watching the show with my cousin, and she's like, oh, I've read the book. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, I really like that book. She's like, for some reason I really like Edgar Allan Poe stuff. I'm like, some of his stuff is like kind of like not horror, but like it can be scary at times. And she's like, yeah, I don't know why. I kind of like it. And I was like, okay. Um, but yeah, the show itself is pretty good. I have yet to watch more of it. Because of that, me watching with my cousin, I decided to watch his other thing, The Midnight Club, which is about these kids that are dying in like this hospice. So they tell ghost stories to one another, but there's also like a bigger mystery that's happening in the hospice that the kids are trying to figure out. And yeah, that's also pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Still watching One Piece, the anime. And it's unfortunate too because I started up this other anime called Pluto. Not the dog, not the planet. Get ready for this, bro. So one of the animes that I do really like that I feel like a lot of people should probably try out or at least give a chance to is this anime by the name of Monster. It's based off a manga of I forgot the author's name, but his work is like really really well known. Oh shit. Hold on. I just created a hole in my wall. Great. Fantastic. So Monster is this show about this doctor that saves this little boy who grows up to be a serial killer. So he decides that he has to take this boy out, who's not a boy anymore, but he's a man. He decides that I have to get rid of him because he's more of a threat to humanity. So this thing, Pluto, is by the same author, but it is essentially an adaptation of the world of Astro Boy. You know what Astro Boy is, right?
Yeah, no, Astro Boy is.
Okay. So the setup is this detective has to find a serial killer that's been killing off robots and advocates for the robot laws, which is essentially robots cannot kill and this and that. So essentially it's another murder mystery. And yeah, like I kind of got all in because there is a scene where the detective goes to a robot to tell that her robot husband has died. And you get so much emotion from this robot being like, because he asks the robot, he's like, do you want me to delete part of your memory of this conversation or of your husband? And the robot's like, no, I want to keep that. Like, I want to remember him and the way he was. And it's just like, these robots are going in. Like, these robots are showing emotion. But it's interesting because I was like, I knew about this series, but I was surprised that Netflix has adapted it. So it's like, okay. I was surprised when Netflix announced it, being like, yeah, we're doing an adaptation of Pluto. And I'm like, what? And yeah, essentially it is a modern telling of Astro Boy, but through that author that did Monster. So it's like, yeah, I've only got to like half of the first episode, and it's good. It's really good. I'm trying to think what else has happened. Ultraman, still watching Ultraman. That's also fun. And yeah, that's basically it. That's Chonch. That's Chonch's
Ultraman show.
Yeah, the Ultraman DVD, the Blu-rays that I bought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they did a new release or something.
No. Which, funny enough, I was watching the show and like there are some typing errors in the subtitles. So
Of course.
Yeah, it's a little funky. But no, Ultraman good. Ultraman,
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, Ultraman good.
Ultraman good.
I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, I think that's basically it as to like what I did in these 3 weeks of like playing games on and off and like trying to get all the trophies for stuff. I think Alan Wake 1 was like the thing that took up most of my weeks. Because I was trying to get like all the trophies and shit. Yeah, because like one of the trophies is like, oh, beat the game on nightmare mode, but you can only unlock nightmare after you beat the game on normal, and it's like, all right, I had to play the game again. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So what do you say? We take a break, or we go through the news as fast as we can?
Break.
Break? Okay, well, I haven't eaten, so I'm probably gonna eat something. Okay, break.
Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna talk to somebody. I'll be right back.
Okay, BRB.
Right.
All right, we are back. Hello. What have you been up to? That's right, nothing. Get ready for the news.
I was gonna say, I was like, the news.
It's funny because like I was eating and I was watching I was watching a little bit more of the Pluto show. It's pretty good. It's pretty fucking good. I recommend it as far as I'm watching. But I
might take a little watch at it.
I have a bias because I really like Monster. So Monster's also really good. I also recommend it. But yeah. News?
Let's news it up, baby.
News. All right. So what we got? So the first thing we can talk about, I guess, is did you know that Sony is doing the craziest thing that all manufacturers are doing? They're coming out with a slim version of of their current console.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So PS5 Slim is now a thing.
Important thing to note is there'll be a discless and a disc console. The discless, though, can be upgraded with a disc.
Yes, I believe it's supposed to be $80 if you want to get the disc drive.
Something like that.
Yeah, but it's weird because you can just get the disc version. Because what is the price?
I think it's $50 more price point.
So it's $50 more, but like if... Oh, hold on one second. Okay, so disc is $500, and discless is $450. Yeah, so you might as well just buy the disc version, price wise, because if you do plan on upgrading it, it's just like you're spending more.
Yeah, if you're solid on just playing through
digital,
then there's no reason. But for sure, to save money, it would be worth just buying the 500.
Yeah. So I that's just me. I'm that kind of person. I'm just like, I might as well just buy the disc version. Because on top of that, I personally have a lot of discs, so that's me.
The black line separating where you can take the disc off and put the disc on really bothers me.
Yeah, I kind of don't like it. I mean, I know people are going to be... Eventually, there's going to be customization options for this thing, but like, yeah, it doesn't look nice.
Yeah. I'm also kind of worried about cooling. So, who knows? Maybe it's still fine. Maybe they looked at it and actually updated it properly. But I don't know. I have a weird feeling that you're going to see people looking for the old console for some reason.
Yeah, eventually at some point. But the thing is with this now, with the slim version, the SSD has been upgraded, so it's 1 terabyte now.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Sony. You finally upgraded.
825 or 850, so stupid. Whatever.
That was such a dumb thing. I that's still one of my biggest dislikes about the PS5 is just like, why that size?
So stupid.
But the other thing that I was seeing that apparently the stand is something you have to buy separately.
I believe so.
Yeah, vertical stand will be sold separately for $30 US. So,
you could just get a piece of cardboard for real. Probably just stand it the fuck up.
Yeah, I have my.
Or use your old PS5 to stand it up.
Yeah, you could do that. Show how much money you have by having your PS5 support your other PS5. Yeah, it's just like it was bound to happen. I think there was also rumors about it. I think we talked about it that like was spoilers that like fucking Sony's planning on a slim console, but like that has been Sony's track record forever. That's been most modern manufacturers when it comes to consoles. It's just like
it's just been the biggest like
The different variations.
It happens like clockwork type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
they always have that shit happen
Yeah,
constantly.
I wouldn't be surprised that another rendition of the PS5 would happen before the PS6 comes out.
Pretty sure the Xbox is getting it slim too, though.
I think you're right. I think there was something about that.
I think before we got the PS5s, the Xbox was talked about a little bit.
That's what it was. There was I think we talked about this last week before that, like, the leaks from the court documents came out, and they showed that they were planning on doing a
Scorpion 2 on its way.
Yep, Scorpion 2, Drake 2. They were planning on doing a slim version of the Xbox Series X, and I think something about cloud gaming. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. But yeah, this was bound to happen regardless. Most video game companies do this for their consoles. Nintendo's
Very true.
does this, and I guess this is also part of the news. Nintendo will eventually do this for something. But yeah, that's the PS5 2. Get ready for PS5 3. But yeah, I don't really know the specifications of the current PS5, but like the only difference that I'm seeing thus far is just the SSD. But you know, there are some tech nerds out there, so probably should check out some videos of some tech nerds.
Yeah, I'm hoping they updated something in there. Again, hopefully the cooling's solid still. Because it's a smaller space.
But the size is still like it's like the difference in size is very minimal. Like it's just the fins that have been shortened essentially.
I guess I would have to have it side by side to really like
have an idea.
Yeah, I mean I could pull it up. I'm just lazy. Hold on.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, PS5 Slim. Did they say when this is coming out? November. Okay, so next month they're planning on releasing this. And I think there was also a leak that one of these was in the wild. Yeah, one of these was in the wild in the Call of Duty 3 bundle. But the biggest controversy for this is that the disk drive, you need to be connected to the internet, because the disk drive, in order for it to actually be compatible with the PS5, you need to have internet in order for it to actually work.
What?
Yeah, so a lot of people were pissed because it's like you're forcing internet for a thing that should just work immediately.
Okay.
So
you're right. Actually, these look very similar.
Yep.
Almost like, is that I'll have to literally see a physical thing next to it.
Yeah.
To know if that's really a difference.
Don't worry. Once November hits, there's going to be people being like, got the new PS5 Slim. Let's see the differences.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of in the side of like, you might as well just buy the disc version regardless.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, PS5 Slim. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, that's right. So this is kind of like a couple things to go in together, but Activision Blizzard has finally been acquired by Microsoft. Congratulations, big company, being bought by other big company. So yeah, the CMA, the UK CMA has basically agreed to allow Microsoft with their acquisition. So now Activision King Blizzard the Fourth will rise to power. Yep. So Activision is now a property of Microsoft. Which, funny enough, with that agreement, cloud gaming, for like Activision stuff is being done by Ubisoft, because like that was part of the agreement, was that like Microsoft won't have a monopoly over cloud gaming, so they decided to give some of their IPs to other cloud gaming services. One of them being Ubisoft.
Okay.
Yep. So Ubisoft can now give you Diablo 4 on the cloud. Congratulations. Yep. So this kind of also leads into the other thing where it has been confirmed that Bobby Kotick will be staying for the remainder of the year as CEO, and then eventually the transition will happen. But we'll see. And I guess another Activision Blizzard thing. I think you put this up about the wait for Diablo 5 won't be long, because I think we talked about this last podcast of just like they're essentially getting ready to do Diablo 5 once
It's already being worked on, and they're saying it's not going to be nearly as long of a wait, which we only had about a 4-year wait for Diablo 4.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
if that means 3 years of wait time for 5, it means hopefully it's a good game, but probably not.
Probably not. But we'll see. We'll see when we get there. So Activision Blizzard. Oh yeah, speaking of Ubisoft is kind of fucking themselves over. So, two things. Well, a couple things. There was a tweet by, I believe, Steven Totillo, over at Axios. Yep. So Ubisoft has delayed their large Star Wars game, for the fiscal year of 2024 or 2025.
Yeah.
And Skull and Bones has been also delayed again.
It's so stupid.
Same thing.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I want to look up the year this is supposed to have come out. Wasn't it like 2016 or something?
Yeah, around that time. The other stuff that has been delayed is X Defiant, their big first-person shooter. The Division Resurgence still doesn't have a time frame, and let's see, same thing with Assassin's Creed Jade, their Assassin's Creed mobile game, and Division Heartland, which I think is their
mobile game.
Another mobile game, yeah. And then I believe Avatar is still confirmed for December. So Avatar is the only thing that hasn't made the wait list. But yeah, Skull and Bones is the biggest one. And yeah, I guess also the Star Wars game, Star Wars Outlaws, I believe it is. Yeah. So
Skull and Bones was announced E3 2017.
Oh, okay. But when was it supposed to come out? It doesn't matter. I don't think it even matters at this point.
Yeah.
We'll see whether or not Ubisoft has to fight with the Singaporean government to like not get their money taken.
That would be kind of just like great.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see that. I'd like to see the court. So yeah, Ubisoft is in not a great area. Speaking of not a great area, Microsoft, talking about Microsoft and Activision Blizzard and all that shit. Microsoft has started blocking unauthorized Xbox accessories. So this came out, I believe, like earlier today, where people started to get a error code saying that the accessory that they were using will not work, but they are given I guess, a little bit of a time limit with it of like, what is it, 2 weeks, and then they're not able to use that specific accessory. So the biggest thing a lot of people were, well, from the perspective that I've been seeing it, is mostly from the fighting game perspective of like, there are these converters that allow you to use a PS4 controller on Xbox. These are called Brook converters, and I don't think they're authorized by Xbox. So now the issue has become that I think Brook Converters had to come up with a statement saying that like they're trying to actually fix this whole situation. But yeah, at the moment those things have gotten error codes. So yep, Microsoft spending money, but also making people spend more money to get Xbox official accessories. So yeah, baby. Yeah, so that's unfortunate, but we'll see. Let's see what else. Omni-Man has been shown at Comic-Con. I forgot that was also another thing that happened. Comic-Con in New York.
Oh yeah.
Did Chonch go? No, Chonch did not go, and it sucks too because Ultraman was in Times Square.
Really?
Yeah. The dude wearing the Ultraman suit was in Times Square, and I was like, fuck. And he was doing like free photos and shit, and I was like, fuck. But
Mr. Ultraman.
So what was it? Yeah, Omni-Man was shown, And Omni-Man looks bulky. I know the big thing in the Mortal Kombat community was people trying to come up with like the differences between Omni-Man and Homelander, because they're both Supermen men, and they wanted to see whether or not like there's going to be any specific difference with them. But from what it looks like Omni-Man is more of a brawler type, where he uses punches a lot and I think a parry of some sort. But not only Omni-Man, Tremor has been shown as a cameo. If you don't know who Tremor is, he is essentially a rock ninja. But yeah, they both been shown. They look really interesting. Omni-Man obviously has a lot of references to the comic and also the show. So if you've seen the Invincible show, you're gonna see some of Omni-Man's moves replicated from the show. So yeah, he looks cool. He looks really cool. And also nice to hear J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man. Let's see what else we got. Pete Hines is retiring from Bethesda. So, do you know who Pete Hines is? Let's talk about Pete Hines. So Pete Hines was the Senior Vice President of Global Marketing and Communications over at Bethesda. So he is retiring. He is out.
I'm proud of the man.
Yeah, he was in charge of public relations and marketing of Bethesda games, mostly on Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, and Fallout 76. So, good luck to you, Pete Hines. All right. Now for the other shit. So we talked about how there's different revisions of consoles and stuff like that. Nintendo has patented a dual screen gaming device that can split in two. So essentially, you remember those T-Mobile sidekicks when you slide up? Do you remember that? Oh no, was the sidekick the one where it flips?
Yeah, it would flip up.
Okay, no, I'm thinking about something else. I'm thinking about a phone that essentially just slides up and then the keyboard is shown.
Similar.
Okay.
It's the same thing, pretty much.
Either way, that's the concept of the device that Nintendo has patented. But
does the screen completely separate?
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's more of the sense of like it lays on top of the other screen and you just slide it up, and it works on like a hinge kind of thing.
Oh, that sounds scary.
But it says that these things can operate independently, so don't know. But there's a lot of talks that saying that like Nintendo patents a bunch of things that comes to their mind, and not really all of them meet the actual manufacturing.
Right.
Because they also came up with a patent for a controller that's just a screen. And some buttons, which I completely forgot was one of their things. But the other thing was that I think a couple months back they showed off tech demos for the Nintendo Switch successor, and yeah, people were saying that like it's a lot better than the current Switch. So, who knows whether or not they decide to go through with it? But I don't think anybody really got, or I think the case is that there's also an NDA, so people can't really talk about what the new system looks like. But even then, I don't think they have a fully realized console. So it's mostly just like a prototype that they have. But still, we have to wait and see possibly next year until we see the Switch 2, the new Switch. Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link closed beta registration is now open in the UK and Australia. So a mobile spin-off for Kingdom Hearts will be coming to the States, let's see, I think in January. Yeah. But right now there's a closed beta happening in the the UK specifically, because UK is not part of Europe anymore, or the EU, excuse me, and Australia. So are you excited for a canon mobile game for Kingdom Hearts? Oh yeah, you are. So apparently this thing is a GPS based RPG. I guess in the same vein as like Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so let's see.
Like being able to go to a location and do something.
Yeah, so what is it? Rather than appearing on screen to help the player, doesn't character assist. Trophies. Players will also play with controller, with Square Enix noting that the test supports PS4 and Xbox controllers. Yeah. So characters from the Disney world: Mickey, Pinocchio, Winnie the Pooh, Woody, Aladdin, Rapunzel, Ariel, Tinkerbell, Simba, and Baymax are confirmed to be in the game as assists. I gotta talk to Wesley about this. He'll probably know more on that. But yep, get excited for Kingdom Hearts canon mobile game for Kingdom Hearts 4. In order for you to understand anything that's happening in Kingdom Hearts 4, you gotta play that mobile game before it gets delisted. Big excite. Let's see. Konami, excuse me. Capcom has said it has a major unannounced title planned before March 2024. People are guessing that it's probably another franchise big hitter, possibly the next Resident Evil game or another Monster Hunter game. Who knows? But this is also coming out at the same time that Capcom is also going under a redevelopment of their current engine, the RE engine. So they're going to call it the REX engine. And a lot of people have made speculations that, like, oh, does that mean Dino Crisis might come back? Because essentially you just spelled Rex. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. Maybe I might want to shoot a dinosaur. A T-Rex.
It would be hilarious if that comes back.
Yeah, it would be fucking nuts. But we'll see. So yeah, Capcom is kind of going under a new development with their engine, and they're promising a big unannounced game for next year. So yeah, most likely either Monster Hunter or Resident Evil, but we'll see. Let's see what else we got. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth has an Animal Crossing style island sub game. So I saw a little bit of gameplay for this because this was shown, I think, at the Xbox showcase thing that was happening. And yeah, essentially it's Animal Crossing but in Yakuza. It looks stupid because, like, I think the intro to this is that, like, how do you get to the island? Oh, Ichiban's just gonna have the help of his dolphin friend take him to the island, and that's it. And then you make houses and have friends over. I love this fucking series so much because how stupid it is. But yeah, Like a Dragon is just fucking bonkers, and I can't wait for this game. You know, like I said, I put in so much fucking time with Yakuza Like a Dragon. Next, Konami has debuted gameplay for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the remake for Metal Gear Solid 3. Apparently, it's not using the Fox engine. It is using Unreal Engine 5. So that has been a big change because Konami has also made a statement saying that, like, Kojima and Kojima Productions has nothing to do with this. It's solely them and Unreal Engine. That's basically it. So it looks all right. Looks good. Just have to wait and see. Hopefully Konami doesn't fuck it up. This is I think this is like Konami's biggest game to be released in the long ass time, because they haven't really done anything like console or game wise. They've only been sticking to gambling pachinko slots and shit like that, mostly in Japan, or mobile games. So just have to wait and see. Hopefully it's good. I mean, I like Snake Eater. I mean, I really do like Snake Eater, but just have to wait and see. Another big thing, speaking about Capcom, so apparently this happened 2 years ago where a hacker group hacked a bunch of companies, including Capcom, and threatened to release information on like clientele and like workers and stuff like that. And they wanted to be I think they wanted, like, what was it? Oh, 11 million in Bitcoin for the returns of the files. But the story to this is that the hacker group called Ragnar Locker got caught, and yeah, they're going to court. So good luck on that. But yeah, I think in the video game sense, Capcom was one of the companies that got hacked by them.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
that's gonna be fun for them.
Yep. So we'll wait and see. And yeah, the last thing we can talk about is Bungie has laid off an undisclosed number of staff. This literally happened like a couple hours before we started the podcast. This is something by Jason Schreier. As part of the ongoing job cuts across PlayStation. So because of this, delays for Destiny 2's expansion, the final shape, is slated for June 2024. And the new Marathon game, 2025, according to Bloomberg. So, yep. Get into Destiny 2. It's going all right over there at PlayStation. It's good. It's good. So, yep, that's it for the news. We did it. We got through it. Anything you want to add?
Bungie just keeps getting effed, man. Like every time they link up with somebody, it's just the whole Activision thing. I mean, I don't know. It seems like they've been having a rough time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess going even free to play was probably not the best thing as well. Because even then, they're not meeting their expectations as they thought they would. But I think the other thing was that I think because of Marathon being such a big name, obviously with a niche audience, with the people who've been with Bungie since the beginning, it's just like, I guess they were planning on having that Marathon game be like another big thing. But I think it's supposed to be a what's it called? It's kind of like Escape from Tarkov, but set in the world of Marathon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. I don't really know anything about Marathon except for like the videos from Mandalore Gaming.
I believe Marathon was similar to Tarkov, only back in the day it just wasn't multiplayer like that.
I thought it was like in the more of like Halo, but not Halo.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm just saying it's a shooter.
No, you hate it. Why do you hate Bungie, bro?
Shooter's a shooter, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess that is true. I'm trying to think what else did we talk about. But yeah, Destiny 2 is dead forever. Yeah, I'm just very curious as to like I think just going back to Capcom's whole thing about like redoing their engine is just like the RE engine is an impressive engine regardless. Like you've seen the Resident Evil games or like whatever Capcom has been coming out with that specific engine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it is a ridiculous looking games engine. And I'm just curious to see how far they can push it again. Because it's just like it looks so good. Like RE4 looks great. Street Fighter 6 looks amazing. Like to have like somewhat realistic looking characters with these cartoony motherfuckers is just like it's crazy to look at sometimes. And then Cammy's butt is well modeled, but that's besides the point. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the REX engine. Hopefully we get a fully modeled T-Rex, and then we can shoot it in the face.
Hell yeah, dude!
Here's hoping.
Get all more T-Rexers.
All the T-Rex. Did you ever play like? Well, I don't know. I think you were there when I streamed Dino Crisis 1.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever play any of the Dino Crisis games like afterwards?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. All I know is that Dino Crisis 3 is kind of like bonkers because it takes place in space. And you're not fighting. Well, you're fighting dinosaurs, but you're fighting like weird genetically altered dinosaurs that can be summoned through portals. And you have like a.
What?
Yeah, it's just, Dino Crisis 3 is fucking bizarre. But it was also like an Xbox original exclusive. Oh. Yeah. that series was fucking bonkers. Let's see what else. What do we talk about? What do we talk about? Yeah, Yakuza. Like I said, I'm excited for that. Oh my god, and I'm just thinking about it, like the amount of fucking shit I'm gonna be crafting in that fucking thing. That's the thing. I never really got into Animal Crossing, but I mean, for Yakuza, I'll probably get really into it, most likely, because fucking, uh, like a Dragon Gaiden, the game that's coming out in like a couple of days. Yeah, I think on the 9th of November. That is coming back with the little cars mini game where you basically customize these little toy cars and like they run a track. Dude, I got so obsessed with that because I was in Yakuza 0 and that shit I got really obsessed with. It's so dumb. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. Um yeah, I think that's it. Anything else you want to leave a note on?
Nope.
Maybe? No? Okay. Well, that's it for Podcast. We did it. It took us a half an hour. Yeah. You wanna cut it for today? Because it is.
Have a good night. I'll
All
see
right.
you guys in a year.
Yeah, most likely. Most likely. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.